Becoming a pilot has always been one of my biggest dreams. When I was young, I would look up at airplanes flying across the sky and wonder what it would be like to sit in the cockpit and control one. I admired pilots because they seemed confident, responsible, and brave. At that time, becoming a pilot felt like a distant dream, but I decided that one day I would make it a reality. My journey started with education. I understood that becoming a pilot requires discipline, hard work, and a strong understanding of subjects such as mathematics, physics, and English. I worked hard in school and tried to improve myself every day. Whenever I faced difficulties, I reminded myself of my dream. I knew that success would not come easily, but I was ready to work for it. After finishing my studies, I began learning more about aviation and the requirements for becoming a professional pilot. I researched flight schools, training programs, and the different licenses pilots need. I was excited, but I was also nervous because flight training was completely new to me. Still, I decided to take the first step. My first day of flight training is something I will never forget. I remember walking toward the aircraft and feeling a mixture of excitement and fear. When I entered the cockpit for the first time, I realized that my dream was becoming real. My instructor explained the instruments and controls, and I listened carefully. At first, everything seemed complicated, but with practice, I slowly became more comfortable. Flight training was not always easy. I had to learn how to communicate with air traffic control, understand weather conditions, navigate, perform takeoffs and landings, and respond to unexpected situations. Sometimes I made mistakes, and sometimes I felt tired or discouraged. However, every mistake taught me something important. My instructors encouraged me to learn from my errors and become a better pilot. One of the most exciting moments was my first solo flight. When my instructor told me that I was ready to fly alone, I felt both nervous and proud. As I took off and climbed into the sky by myself, I realized how far I had come. I remembered the young person who used to watch airplanes from the ground and dream about becoming a pilot. Now I was actually flying one. There were many challenges during my training. I had to study hard, practice regularly, and remain calm under pressure. I also learned that being a pilot is not just about flying an airplane. It is about responsibility, safety, teamwork, decision-making, and protecting the lives of passengers and crew. After completing my training and passing my exams and flight tests, I finally achieved my goal of becoming a pilot. I felt an incredible sense of happiness and accomplishment. It was not only my success. It was also the result of the support and encouragement I received from my family, instructors, and friends. Today, when I sit in the cockpit and look out at the sky, I remember where my journey began. Becoming a pilot taught me that dreams can become reality when we combine determination, patience, discipline, and hard work. My journey has not ended. There is always more to learn and more experience to gain. I am proud to be a pilot, and I am grateful that I never gave up on my dream. My story reminds me that the sky is not the limit when you have the courage to chase your dreams.